Have you ever found yourself wondering, what does it really take to live a long, healthy life after 70? Maybe you've watched friends or family members age in wildly different ways, some slowing down, while others seem to defy time altogether. Well, today we're diving into something fascinating. Science-backed signs that predict longevity, and the best part? These aren't just random guesses. Researchers have spent decades studying what truly adds years and life to our later decades. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Can I really influence how long I'll live? And the answer is absolutely. While genetics play a role, studies show that up to 70% of how we age comes down to lifestyle choices. That means you have more power than you think. So, let's talk about 7 signs that predict longevity, and more importantly, how you can start working on them today. We'll cover everything from how you move to who you spend time with, and even the surprising role of your daily meals. Let's start with the first sign, one that might seem obvious, but it's deeper than you think. Let's begin with something simple. Standing up from a chair. Sounds easy, right? But here's the thing. Researchers have found that your ability to sit and stand without using your hands is a powerful predictor of longevity. It's called the sitting rising test, and it's not just about strength. It reflects your balance, flexibility, and overall muscle health, all critical for avoiding falls, staying independent, and keeping your body resilient. Now, if you're thinking, but I struggle with this sometimes, don't worry. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Start by practicing seated leg lifts while watching TV, or try rising from your chair slowly, using your hands less each time. Even a daily 10-minute walk can work wonders. The goal isn't to become a gymnast, it's to keep your body functionally strong so you can keep doing the things you love. Whether that's gardening, traveling, or playing with grandkids. Speaking of things you love, let's talk about the people in your life. Because the next sign isn't about your body, it's about your connections. Here's a stat that might surprise you. Feeling lonely can be as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Yep, you heard that right. Studies show that seniors with strong social ties live longer, recover from illness faster, and even have sharper memories. But here's the kicker. It's not about how many friends you have. It's about how meaningful those relationships feel. Maybe you've lost touch with old friends or family members live far away. That's okay. Start small. Reconnect with one person this week, a phone call, a handwritten note, or even a chat with a neighbor. Or try something new. Join a book club, take a cooking class, or volunteer. One of my viewers, Margaret, told me she started a weekly coffee and crossword group at her senior center. Now, she says, it's not just about the puzzles. It's the laughter that keeps me going. And if you're someone who thinks, I've always been a loner, it's too late to change, let me stop you right there. It's never too late to build connections, even small interactions. A smile at the grocery store, a wave to the mail carrier can boost your mood and health. You're not just adding years to your life, you're adding joy to your days. Now, let's move from the heart to the head, because the third sign is all about keeping your mind as active as your body. Think about the last time you learned something completely new. Maybe it felt frustrating at first, like when I tried teaching my grandson how to use TikTok. But here's the secret. That struggle, it's gold for your brain. Scientists have found that seniors who regularly challenge their minds, whether through puzzles, new hobbies, or even learning a language, have a lower risk of dementia and a longer lifespan. Now, you don't need to become a tech whiz or a Sudoku master overnight. The key is curiosity. Try a new recipe. Take a different route on your walk, or swap your usual TV show for a documentary on a topic you know nothing about. Even simple changes, like brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand, can create new neural pathways. One of my favorite examples? A 78-year-old viewer named Jim who decided to learn the harmonica. He told me, "At first I sounded like a goose in a tornado, but now I play at Op Community Center, and my lungs have never been stronger." It's not about being perfect. It's about staying engaged. Your brain is like a muscle. Use it or lose it. Now, these three signs, staying mobile, connected, and curious, are just the beginning. But already, you can see how small daily choices shape the trajectory of your life. Maybe today, you'll try a balancing exercise while the kettle boils, call an old friend, or finally Google how those TikTok dances work. Trust me, it's a workout. And remember, this isn't about chasing some mythical fountain of youth. It's about living with purpose, joy, and resilience, no matter what age you are. So pick one thing to focus on this week, and let's keep building momentum together. After all, the best time to start was years ago, but the second best time, it's right now. You know, after we chatted last time about mobility, connections, and curiosity, I got so many wonderful comments from folks like you. Margaret wrote, "I started doing chair yoga while my tea steeps. It's become my favorite part of the morning." And Jim? He sent a video of his harmonica solo at the community center. Let me tell you, that man's got rhythm. But today, we're diving into 3 more signs that science says are game changers for longevity. And I promise these might surprise you a bit. Let's start with something you do every single day: eating. Now, I'm not here to lecture you about kale or tell you to give up your favorite desserts. But here's the thing. Researchers have found that the variety of colors on your plate matters more than counting calories. Think about it. Bright berries, deep greens, vibrant orange sweet potatoes. Those colors? They're nature's way of packing in antioxidants, which fight inflammation and keep your cells young. One study followed seniors in blue zones, places where people live the longest, and guess what they all had in common? They ate beans daily, snacked on nuts, and loved their veggies. But here's the kicker. They also enjoyed wine with friends and savored dark chocolate. It's about balance, not deprivation. So try this. Next time you're at the store, grab one new colorful food: purple cabbage, golden beets, even a mango. And if cooking feels like a chore, keep it simple. A viewer named Ruth told me she blends spinach into her morning smoothie. I don't even taste it, but my energy's through the roof. Oh, and let's talk hydration. As we age, our thirst signals fade, but dehydration can sneak up on you, causing fatigue or even confusion. Keep a water bottle by your chair, add a slice of lemon for flavor, or sip herbal tea. Your cells will thank you. Raise your hand if you've ever said, "I'll sleep when I'm dead." Well, here's the irony. Good sleep might be the very thing keeping you alive longer. Studies show seniors who get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep have stronger immune systems, sharper minds, and even healthier hearts. But I know sleep isn't always easy as we age. Maybe you're up half the night or dozing off during the news. Let's troubleshoot. First, ditch the myth that seniors need less sleep. Your body still craves rest. It just might need help getting it. Try this. Create a sleep sanctuary. Dim the lights an hour before bed. Swap screen time for a paperback or calming music, and keep your bedroom cool. One viewer, Edna, told me she uses a weighted blanket, like a hug that lulls me to sleep. And if naps are your nemesis, keep them short, 20 minutes max. Think of it as a power recharge, not a marathon. Remember, sleep isn't a luxury. It's your body's nightly tune-up. Now, let's talk about something bigger than food or sleep. Something that gives you a reason to jump out of bed in the morning. This one's close to my heart. Researchers in Japan studied seniors with ikigai, a sense of purpose, and found they lived up to 7 years longer than those without it. But purpose doesn't mean you need to write a memoir or save the world. It could be as simple as tending a garden, teaching a grandchild to bake, or even caring for a pet. A viewer named Carlos shared this. After retiring, he felt lost. Then he started building birdhouses for his granddaughter. Now, we paint them together every Sunday. She calls me the birdhouse king. Silly, but it makes me feel 20 years younger. If you're thinking, I don't have a purpose, start small. Volunteer to read to kids at the library, join a community garden, or write letters to soldiers overseas. Even daily acts of kindness like complimenting a stranger can give your days meaning. And here's a secret. Purpose isn't static. It can change with the seasons of life. Maybe yesterday it was raising a family. Today, it's sharing wisdom or leaving a legacy of love. Whatever it is, let it light your fire. Now, let's pause here. So far, we've covered 6 powerful signs: moving with intention, nurturing connections, feeding curiosity, eating colorfully, sleeping deeply, and living with purpose. Think of these as threads in a tapestry, each one strengthening the others. Maybe this week, you'll swap one beige meal for a rainbow plate, or jot down a small why that gets you excited to greet the day. And remember, this isn't about overhauling your life overnight. It's about gentle, joyful steps forward. In our final part, we'll explore the 7th sign, one that's often overlooked but deeply tied to how you experience every moment of your life. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Until then, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these signs resonates most? Have you found your ikigai? Share below. Your story might inspire someone else to take their first step. Here's to small changes and big possibilities. Keep shining. You've made it to the final piece of the puzzle, the 7th sign that science says can shape how long and how well you live. But before we dive in, I want to take a moment to celebrate how far we've come. Together, we've explored 6 powerful habits that add life to your years, from staying curious to finding your ikigai. And you know what struck me most? The messages you've shared. Like Helen, who wrote, I started adding blueberries to my oatmeal after watching part 2. Now my grandkids call me Super Granny. Or Frank, who reunited with his college buddy after 40 years. Stories like these, they're proof that it's never too late to rewrite your story. Now, let's uncover that 7th sign. This one's a bit quieter than the others. It doesn't involve your plate, your steps, or even your sleep. But it's just as vital. In fact, it's the thread that weaves all the others together. Here's a truth we don't talk about enough. How you feel about aging can actually shape how you age. Researchers at Yale found that seniors with a positive view of growing older lived 7.5 years longer than those who saw it as a decline. Let that sink in. Your mindset isn't just fluff, it's medicine. Now, I'm not saying you need to plaster on a smile 24/7. Life throws curveballs, aches, losses, changes we never saw coming. But here's the secret. Resilience isn't about ignoring the hard stuff. It's about leaning into the good, even when it's small. Like savoring that first sip of coffee in the morning or laughing at a rerun of your favorite sitcom. A viewer named Dorothy shared this. After her husband passed, she felt like joy was out of reach. Then she started a gratitude jar. Every night, she jots down one tiny win. Some days it's just the tulips bloomed, but over time, those notes became my lifeline. So, how do you cultivate this mindset? Start by reframing aging as living. Instead of, I'm too old for that, try, I've earned a right to try something new. And when stress creeps in, because it will, ask yourself, will this matter in a week, a year? Most of the time, the answer is no. Let it go and save your energy for what truly lights you up. let's take a breath and look at the full picture. These 7 signs, staying mobile, connected, curious, nourished, rested, purposeful, and positive, aren't a checklist. They're a celebration of the life you're already living. Maybe you're nailing a few, struggling with others. That's okay. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Think of Margaret, who turned chair exercises into a morning ritual, or Carlos, the birdhouse king. They didn't overhaul their lives overnight. They started with one tiny step, and that's where magic happens. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one sign to focus on this month. Maybe it's adding color to your meals, calling a friend every Tuesday, or writing down 3 things you're grateful for each night. Small steps compound into big results. And if you stumble, that's part of the journey. Dust yourself off and keep going. You've lived through decades of changes, triumphs, and lessons. That wisdom, it's your superpower. Use it to craft the vibrant, joyful life you deserve. Before I let you go, I want to leave you with this. Aging isn't about counting years. It's about making years count. And you, my friend, have so much left to contribute to your family, your community, and yourself. If this series resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts below. What's your one thing going to be? Share it. Your words might inspire someone else to take that first step. And if you found value here, consider subscribing and hitting that bell. We're building a community of folks who believe that life after 70 isn't about slowing down. It's about rising up. Thank you for trusting me with your time. Until next time, remember, you're not just aging, you're evolving, and the world needs the light only you can bring. Here's to your health, your joy, and the countless adventures still ahead.